morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, whenever you listen to this. This is Machibili alongside my critiquing partner in crime, Ricardo Medina.
Hello.
And this is the first installment of a new series that I'm trying out for 2018. This is Retrospect Reviews, the hip hop edition. So here, Ricardo and I, and every once in a while, we'll bring in like a special guest. No, it's not going to be no big rapper from the States. I mean, hopefully one day we could bring in a little, I don't know, like a Nas or a Cardi B or something like that. But until we reach that moment, we'll just reach out to the hip-hop lovers out there in Trinidad. Yeah, Migos and those people. So basically, with this segment here of Bears Beats and Bailey, we are going to review, or more or less look back at classic albums which came out, say, 10, 15, 20, 25 years ago. And there's been like a lot of like classic stuff that's going to be celebrating their anniversaries this year in 2018. And this one in particular, what we're going to talk about today is one that pretty much dominated the rap scene, the music scene in 2003. Of course, we're talking about 50 Cent's debut studio album, I should say, Get Rich or Die Tryin.
Right.
Yeah. Now this is one that for unless you genuinely hate 50 Cent, you genuinely hate Shady, Aftermath, all them kind of people, you wouldn't really care about this. But this one really holds up. This one really like stood the test of time. I remember when it came out, It just blew everybody away. So yeah, with this episode here, we're going to talk about that. But of course, we're not going to do it by ourselves. We actually have a special guest here by the name of Doe Boi.
Mm-hmm.
What's up? Yeah. He is representing San Fernando, right? Yes?
Yes, San Fernando.
Yes,
Somali, to be precise.
Yes, right. So he will be the resident hip-hop guru, to kind of fill us in on, basically with this episode, we're just going to run through track by track. And just kind of share our thoughts on all of them. There's stuff that we love about these tracks,
nice.
The lyrics that stand out to us, production, just the shit, basically. All right, but before we do that, Doe Boi, you just want to give us just a little introduction as to who you are and basically why you chose hip hop as well. I'm assuming hip hop is like your true love when it comes to music, right? You have other genres out there, but hip hop is the one for you. So you could just jump in and just let the people know who you are and why you love hip hop so much.
All right. Well, as you know, Doe Boi, producer, on and off rapper, because everybody is a rapper these days. So
I know, right?
Let me leave that for the young kids. Leave that for the young kids. Apparently, I order CDs and records. And DJ. And
cool.
I love hip hop because it was basically the only music that I could get at the time.
Right.
That wasn't dancehall, because we grew up in the 90s.
Yes.
And it was switching to like Scare Them Crew and all of that.
Ooh, Scare Them Crew, right? They used to dominate like in the late 90s, right?
Yeah, and my niece ended up bringing home 4 tapes to me to listen, and it was Timbaland and Magoo, Welcome to Our World, Outcast,
right. Great album, great
Aliens.
80 Aliens, great.
Fitmo Squad,
Nice.
The Imperial, and
love that.
Bone Thugs. I think it was the second album.
That's 1999, right?
Yeah, and I was like in standard 5 at the time. She just like, I brought home these things, just go and listen to them because these dudes gave me this in school. So I went and I started listening to the Outcast album first, and that was like the best shit I ever listened to in my life.
Yeah.
Just that from two boys with a Cadillac shape.
Oh yeah, that to me is like perfect zoning out music, right? Like when you have nothing to do, you just lie down and just zone out to the entirety of the album. Like.
Yeah, and being at around 9 and into that, it was just sent me straight into being a hip hop lover.
Right.
And then when I started to get my own money to travel to school and stuff, I started saving it and buying CDs and tapes.
Right.
What turned me into a hip hop head was Jay-Z's this volume 3.
Okay.
Nice.
I thought you was gonna say
That's,
volume 2
yeah.
for a sec, but I was like, oh wait. Maybe you're gonna say volume 3. Maybe you're gonna say blueprint.
Yeah,
But wait, yeah.
volume 3, because a lot of people will be looking for Jay-Z for like lyrics, but the production on that was A-class, and it was.
Yes.
Yeah, agreed.
And just listening to that album and how he gelled with the rest of Rockefeller at that time, it just made that album, made me want to look for more albums of him.
Right.
So I started collecting now.
Yeah.
And I started going back into deeper while collecting and looking for older stuff.
Yes.
So start getting like Reasonable Doubt, Volume 1 and stuff. And then when I reached about 16, and I actually started like, I could say like small time DJing. Yeah, me and my nephew, we had all set up, and we only used to play rapping in your party. We ain't play nothing else. We just have rap. We play,
Nice.
and we started have like instrumentals, and while I spit it, my nephew will be rapping, and we doing this like, and people was like, "Yo, you should go into it as something," and that was our producing, and that turned into a bigger hip hop head, because now I had to be listening to samples and
Yes.
Well, that's just basically me in a nutshell.
All right, cool. All right, well that's great. Well, just for me quickly. Well, my introduction to hip hop. I'm just gonna run it through quick. Basically for me it was just like hearing it, like playing on radio and stuff. Like I had no idea what those songs were, but I just used to hear familiar beats. Like I remember when a war tour from A Tribe Called Quest was on radio, and I was like, okay, I just loving that, but I never knew who sung those songs. But it was when 1995 hit, and TTT Channel 2 and 13 brought out a great show called Party Flavor by Request.
Oh boy.
I
Wow.
I lived, breathe, eat, sleep that show. I love that show to death.
I think that how most of us from the 90s watch that like biblically.
Yes.
Watch that biblically.
Because at the time I had no cable, and we didn't know, well, at least in my case, I didn't know the concept of internet, so I didn't know you could go up and look for videos online. I learned that like when I got my first computer back in 1999, right? But anyway, so thanks to Party Flavor by Request, I got to see all the big music videos, whether it was Biggie, whether it was Bone Thugs and Harmony. I remember Crossroads was just on heavy rotation. Puff Daddy, every once in a while you'll get a little Tupac, but not so much Tupac. But all the big hits at the time used to come on. And of course I got introduced to dancehall videos as well, Beanie Man, Elephant Man, all those people. But anyway, right? So that's how I learned about particular artists and songs and whatnot. And then I believe it was TV6 used to have their own version of it. It wasn't their own thing, but I think it was like some Barbadian or some Grenadian thing. But they used to have more videos as well, right? More contemporary rap videos. And then when I finally got cable, that was back in 2000. That's when I was introduced to BT and Rap City The Basement, which I love to this day. I don't know why they stopped it. I guess it's because people just,
times,
you can just go up on YouTube and watch the video uncut. It's again this kind of chop up version that you'll get on TV, unless you were brave enough to wake up 3 o'clock in the morning and watch BT uncut. But that's another story for another time, right? So there is where I got introduced to like the new rappers on the scene. Well, the Ja Rules, the 50 Cents. That's where I first saw 50 Cent's first music video, which was Wangster. I was like, holy shit, this is it for me.
Right.
But also on Fridays, they used to have like like a flashback Friday basically. So they used to run through all the iconic rappers from like the 90s, and that was where I got introduced to what I really started to get used to, like rappers like Mos Def, Talib Kweli, Tribe Called Quest, where I really got to see these videos for myself now. And then I got introduced to alternative hip hop through guys like Common, Mos Def again, Talib Kweli again, Chaos, along many others as well. And from there it was just straight up hip hop love from there. I just loved everything about it. I loved the aesthetic of it, the sampling, the rapping, the thought process behind it, the creativity, and the rest is history. And this here, what you listen to right now here, folks, is just another extension of how much I love rap music here, you know. But Ricardo, just quickly, your little introduction. What was your introduction into rap music? Like, what was that?
Yeah, for me it was, I don't know, around 14, 15 years. I just generally watching BT, watching just enjoying rap music in general. Me and my buddy was a big fans of Jesus since, again, pretty much Hard Knock Life. And I think what really got me into the high production level of it is the first album I bought, although at the time it wasn't bought, was Blueprint.
All right, classic album.
Yeah, the first Blueprint, and then Stillmatic from Nas. At the time I didn't listen to Illmatic. Went back to listen to Illmatic, and yeah, it was brilliant. Loved it. Bought it. I remember buying for like $5 in a corner store somewhere.
Right.
And just played the shit out of that in my whole Discman. So
yeah, I used to rock at this one too.
Everybody rock at this one.
After that, I got into a more international vibe to hip hop when I was introduced to the hip hop producer from Japan, Nuja Bass.
Oh yes.
And I started exploring.
Nujabi's
international hip hop and just in that tea. And then from it never turned back from then.
Yeah. Now my introduction to Nuja Bass was through Samurai Champloo, the anime. Like the first time I heard Battle Cry, I just fell in love with his music right there. That was it. That was it.
With me, I get into him from a buddy of mine that he used to have like weirdest hip hop. He just like listen to these beat tapes. And I'm like, wow, this shit dope. He like, this dude from Japan. I'm like, yo, Japanese dudes making these hot flaming beats like this. Like, yeah. I'm like, oh, damn. And
exactly.
at that time, we was like totally into like Flying Lotus.
Oh, yeah.
We was totally into Flying Lotus, and he just come and knock Flying Lotus off the pants for us. Wow.
Yeah. But Flying Lotus, because I used to watch a lot of Adult Swim at the time, Flying Lotus have all the little cut take scenes, and I didn't know it was him at the time. And then somebody said, oh no, that's Flying Lotus, look him up.
Right. Well, on the subject of producers, right, just before I forget, it was through BT as well, and just me learning more about hip hop, where I got introduced to G Dilla, another deceased producer as well. And both him and Nuja Bass, were born on the same day basically, right? Which is pretty amazing. But yeah, I love, and then I got introduced to like Slum Village. I love their first two albums. Classic in my opinion, but I just love his jazzy, wavy kind of sci-fi-ish kind of beats. It's just this kind of music that's
with Dilla. What I like with Dilla is the same thing that I like with MF Doom is drums.
MF Doom, yes.
The drums is so how can we say with the drums when drums is not perfect. It sounds like somebody actually trying to play the drums and it messed up as bad as possible, and it sounds good.
Yeah. It's somehow how he mixed those drums though, but yeah.
It not mix it like them use the MPC. So
yes.
What to do is they don't quantize now, so it's not on hit with the with each step. Right. So when they press the pad, it might just be a little off a little bit.
Or like by a second or so. Okay. Right. So as you guys mentioned, as Ricardo mentioned, Jay-Z and Nas, around that time where, they had their quote-unquote feud, Jay-Z with the Takeover song, and people were like, oh, Nas, you can't take that. And then Nas brought on Eater, and then people was like, wow, all that kind of stuff now. So basically,
Eater's overrated.
I mean, you have a whole verb now. You created a verb, you got Eatered.
Yeah. I would say Takeover is the better this song because of the punchlines. Eater was more like, okay, I just got to ride on this beat dread. So anyway, just picture for a moment the early 2000s, and the talk of the town was Jay-Z and Nas, and they back in the game, and it was all that kind of stuff. At the same time, you had Eminem, who was blowing up. Of course, in 2000 he dropped the Marshall Mathers LP. 2 years later, he came with the Eminem Show. I was like, well, these rappers are on the top of the game now. So for me now, somebody like 50 Cent to me, how he came into the scene, to me just came out of nowhere now. It's just like, wait, who's this guy all of a sudden? And then when I saw that video, Wangsa, for the first time, and you heard that what I call a two-way beat, that you know what I mean? I was like, well, what? Okay. And then, the bars and how it was simple but like really, really effective, where it's like, you ain't no friend of mine, you ain't no kin of mine, you know what I mean? It was simple, but it just connected. I was like, who is this guy now? And then I learned, well, okay, it's 50 Cent, and the album was coming out, and although it took me a little while.
The context of that.
Oh yes. Before we get to that, we have to talk about who is 50. Who is 50, right?
Who is 50?
Yeah.
Well, it depends on who you ask.
Right.
Who you ask. Like somebody that grew up in that era, to be like we that know what the music soundscape was at the time.
Yeah.
50 basically bring back gangster rap, because all you was here was songs.
Because again, I don't be bougie nigga here now. One of the problems I had with 50 was that he brought back gangster rap. I was like, yeah, guys, we don't need to go back.
Right, because we have Common and Most definitely bringing
the album blew me away.
Positivity and stuff like that now. So I understand why you're bringing that back, and especially from New York to it, because
exactly. It felt too cliched now.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's so good you didn't care.
That's the thing. Yeah.
At the time, we had Ja Rule singing in the bathroom with his head half flat.
Yeah. We have to mention that Ja Rule and Murder Inc. Their music was all over the place. What would I do without you? And all that stuff.
A big thing with the context is that Ja was trying to cross over to the kind of with a lot of Ashanti tracks. So you have this the thug, but the nice thug thing now.
Yeah, the thug love.
We talk love bullshit now. So like 50 years coming out, just vaporize that though.
Because like when you came out with Holla Holla back in like 98, I was like, well, this is the real hype song now. Okay, I like it. And then 2 years later is What Would I Be Without You?
Right. It's a sensitive tongue. He turned it sensitive tongue. So everybody like, well, yeah, you're in the club and you're listening to this, and then 50 come out, and well, everybody introduced mainstream to 50 was Wangster, but if you're on like when they had mixtapes and stuff coming out, you would hear the this Ja Rule, Murder, I Don't Believe You.
Life Sunny Line, and he actually brought out a video for it. I remember it showed a couple of times on MTV, but like they had a censored out there, so it's like I don't believe you. You know what I mean? The real sense of the hell to that song.
So we who was like was getting mixtapes as much as we are getting mixtapes now, but like when we get like a DJ Clue or something, man, you hear that, I mean, hear that, you're like, well, yo, this dude actually gunning at this dude. When Ja Rule do he think to be that angry and bitter?
Like I was thinking about that when I was listening to Live Sunny Line again. I was like, what really get you so pissed off at Ja Rule, boy? But then when I talked about it now, I related to another song that he brought out, which got him in the limelight, but for pretty much the wrong reasons. How to Rub. Controversial song, of course, where
when he talked about Jay-Z and whatnot,
in particular, Raekwon from Wu-Tang Clan kind of called him out on Ghostface Killer's album, Spring Clientele, classic album. But he's like, well, yo, if I see you on the street, man, that's it, man. You know what I mean? Because literally, but I love the concept of it all the same, whether he was being serious or not. But he just had so much of great lines in that song itself. One of my favorites though is like the last part where he says, "Is you feeling this? Then wait for the sequel. I gotta get Kirk Franklin for robbing God's people." I was like, wow, okay, all right, but yeah.
So that was like, it depends on everybody that acts on 50 Cent. So just be like, yo, do that bring back gangster music, or do that basically ride Ja Rule's wave to popularity.
Yes.
Right. I would argue is the former, not the latter.
Right. I was gonna argue some people might think
too good for you to say no.
Right.
Or to say, oh well, he just riding on Ja Rule fame. No, like he was just you could say the feud blew it up more, but no, it's just strong music on its own.
Yes.
And basically, well, Wangster came out as a single on the 8 Mile soundtrack.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So they I mean a big movie, everybody buying the soundtrack.
Of course. Love that
And
movie, by the way. Love that soundtrack.
soundtrack is very well.
Yes.
Very good.
Yeah.
So we last track on the song is Wangsa. So you're like, yo, who's this dude? Sign if you're now here in 50, and yeah, and then when you're listening to Wangster, it always has somebody that in the back of your mind, like, yeah, that dude was a Wangster. Listening to the song, yeah, he's a Wangster. And you're going to school and you sing this song, yeah. And that is it. So the song was effective at the time for it to pick up, like, yo, this dude on something.
Yeah, but just to stop you there with Wangster for a second. I remember, I think it was in some interview or something, so somebody said, I believe, how that song managed to branch over to England, and some people assumed that he was saying wanker. It was kind of funny, there, you know?
I remember that, yeah.
But yeah, continue.
Yeah, so like then it came down around 2000, late 2000, the soundtrack come out. Then around what date was the album drop?
Well,
It
all right. Well,
was January
2002 the album came out, because that's when the movie came out.
No, the album itself, 50 album.
Oh, 50 album. It came out February 2003. Well, February
Right.
6th, sorry, 2003.
Yeah.
So everybody was buzzing off of the Wangsa already.
Yes.
And then the club dropped the month after.
Oh boy.
And then everybody was just hyping, whoa, this does that go Shirley?
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the time you hear
That's it.
And it as I say, to me, 50 felt almost like a perfect antidote to Ja Rule and his style of club.
It was, yeah,
crossover, no?
what was going on at the time. So, like, just hearing that and the beat again,
that
trade
beat, that
on
boom,
artists,
boom.
that's
And it's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
so catchy. It's an earworm. Once
Yeah.
you hear that, it just stick in your brain, babe.
the hook, catchy, the the prelude to the song with just the go
Yeah,
catchy.
go.
So-
Yeah,
So, it was the perfect storm.
yeah.
Yeah.
So again, that just blew up from there, and then the following month the album come out, and it outsold Snoop Dogg
Yeah.
Style,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
which was
also
hard at that time.
yeah, it was also nominated for a Grammy for Best Rap Album. It lost to Outkast's Speaker Box Love Below, so it shows that double albums with a lot of music actually win Grammys. So say what. But the important thing though, the thing that really kind of rose 50 into infamy, I should say, was him getting shut up 9 times though and surviving. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. Which
And all of
happened
that
in
was
2000.
big part of the street cred. He fed off of the street cred of that now, especially again in compilation in reference to Ja Rule. Like, oh yeah, Ja Rule is this soft guy catering to Ashanti. And this guy got shot up 9 times, you know. That
Yeah.
you can't get more street cred than that.
You know,
Yeah, that was
like in the video for in the clubs, he sells that point. It's like it's some kind of underground lab, and it's like they created the $6 million man. I see doctors
Yeah.
looking at him and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, well, wow, this is how he's selling this character. This is how he's selling 50 Cent here. He's back from
Yeah.
the grave. He's better now. He's faster. He's stronger. You know what I mean? And it works, right? It absolutely works.
And again, down to with him getting shut down to the album cover itself,
Yes.
sells it,
Classic, famous album cover. Like,
album cover with
Can't get any better than
with the bullet hole in the glass.
yeah.
Yeah.
And of
It's
course,
so-
like, if you buy the album and you look at the linear notes, you're seeing shots, you're seeing pictures of 50 with a bulletproof vest and holding a gun and all that kind of stuff. It's like, that gangster
And it
image.
was excellent marketing.
Yeah.
You had a whole generation who just, this was how much years since Tupac? Like basically close to a decade, right?
About that, or less than that.
Yeah, it's like 8 years since Tupac. So it's
Yeah.
like, well, we had to tap into this. They had to tap into something now. And they have a whole generation of guys who just didn't know gangster rap in any serious way now.
Yeah.
You had Jay-Z, who was
No.
like, he was like drug lord bullshit, right?
Nah, it
That's
had
hard.
gangster rap, but it let me say at that time it was too grimy.
Yeah.
Because it had
And it was
it had
like
been
more
Lux.
West Coast kind of stuff, like Dr. Dre 2001 album. You had
Right.
those men from the West Side. It had the
Nah,
South
it
hadn't
still
really
had
grown.
It still had the East Coast because you had the Lux.
Yeah, the
The
Lux,
whole
of
lot
course.
Riders.
Yeah, how can I forget the Lux?
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
you had the whole lot of Rough Riders.
Oh, yes. DMX and them.
So,
yeah.
But
it
they had
had,
MOP at the time, right?
Sorry?
yeah, MOP
Right.
was
Yeah,
around there.
MOP, yeah. Of course, in 2001,
Jada
when
Kiss,
they
yeah,
had
Jada
Anti-Up.
Kiss and
My
Lux
God.
kind of.
So it was the perfect mixture, commercial and gangster.
Yeah,
Because
like it brought gangster rap to the mainstream, Jay. Like,
Mainstream,
that
because-
was amazing.
basically after 50 years when we really started hearing MOP on radio,
Yes.
and nobody was really gonna play MOP before that because talking about robbing people.
Yeah, and then
But-
you had like Anti-Up just blowing up. Like, that is still one of the hardest rap songs I've ever heard in my life. And that was played on radio and they were showing on BET like regular, like normal.
And I told somebody that like, yo, you don't know that how the song is about robbing somebody.
Like, listen to the lyrics, is right there.
Like,
Fool,
rob
what you want, your
somebody.
life, who you choose. Like, it's right there.
Basically, yeah. And we like, yeah, jump up, yeah, rob that kid. Like,
Yeah. But one thing though, I just want to mention too, well, before we get to the track listed, is how that album pretty much like shaped hip hop culture basically. Like, well, we can't really talk about it from the States because we're not from the States, but I'll talk about it like from in Trinidad. Like a lot of people putting up like 50 cents on the like in the windshield of the cars or the maxis. You know, they have 50 cent posters inside the maxis. I remember jumping inside a maxi a couple of years ago. There was like 50 cent posters all over the place. There was literally a moment where I was hearing cars passing, blasting track after track after track. It's like you could just like sit down outside and you just hear the album just playing from different cars. It was real amazing. Yeah. Of course, on radio, in the club was big. 21 Questions was big. It was so big to the point that tracks that weren't even singles were playing. Like I remember What Up Gangster was on radio. Poor Little Rich was on radio.
Because of the steel pan, eh?
Oh yes, PIMP, of course. No,
PIMP,
I was gonna leave that for the track by track thing. But dude, when I heard that song, I was like, yo, I had to learn how to play the pan, Trent. And I have a feeling if people who knew how to play pan back then had to figure out how to play that. Had to play that. Have to know how to play that note for note.
I was like, when I heard the album, like, yo, we had to turn just like that's supposed to be the intro to the anthem, just a boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be the intro to the anthem.
Yeah.
So that, all the anthems like that. But like locally, it was like a real hype because like Mensa played G-Unit on everything.
Yeah, everything was G-Unit.
Everything was G-Unit.
Oh, you know, how I know the album was super popular. You had all of these like, well, fellas love it, and girls had to impress fellas with that bullshit. You know, some girls is always try to like what fellas like that. So I think you hear little girls singing Many Men.
Yeah.
You're like, what? Going on?
What?
But it's hard.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, 14-year-old girls singing Many Men. It's like, all right, okay, something going on here.
Like,
it's huge.
I can remember like it had because he came out with the G-Unit t-shirts and stuff when he did not come out, and like going into clothes stores and they had the G-Unit clothes and men actually rushing and buying that like
and that's when the whole market of hip hop was started to blow up at that time because like okay, no shame, I had a big navy blue Rockaway cap. That's awesome.
Yeah, Rockaway was big. You know, it was.
Yeah, I had Rockaway.
Sean John. That was shit.
Yeah, Sean John was big.
I had Sean John. I had Rockaway. I didn't wear no G-Units.
I only had Sean John. No G-Unit. No Wu.
Yeah, I had no Sean John, and I had no FUBU.
I had lots of FUBU. I had lots of FUBU. I was like a FUBU head. Apparently, in one part of my life. Shame of those days. I hope no pictures of that ever come out.
The time it was that or you have some anime character on your shooter. So.
It was like
back in the late 90s. That was the flick.
It was the full platinum with Fat Albert and them on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then Inichi and them come through around that time too.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole thing is that how the album at that time locally it started a wave and real people was mimicking him.
Of course, yeah.
At time maybe in the music scene may it be in gangster life, but we had people mimicking do.
Right. Well, there's a couple things to mention before we get to the actual album. As you mentioned, 8 Mile here. Well, of course, because it's 50 and because he's marketable, of course we had to have a movie based on his life, right? Which came out 1 year, sorry, which came out 2 years, sorry, after the album's release. Same title, Get Rich or Die Tryin'. I believe it was in theaters. I can't remember if it was down here in Trinidad. I think it was, but I remember seeing it in cable, right? Sorry, cable. Sorry. But before we get to the actual movie, one thing, well, the soundtrack is what really roped me in, because for one thing, it had probably one of my all-time favorite 50 Cent songs, "Hustler's Ambition." I love that song. Lyrically, everything about it works. America's got a thing with his rap shit. All that works. The beat, how it's driving, how it's powerful. I love that. And it's just 50 Cent just being real, like, this is the hunger I have inside, you know. This is what it means to be a hustler. I love that song. Of course, you had Window Shopper, which was funny.
Yeah, I do. You saw I could actually remember from that.
Yeah, and it was funny too because like on cable you're hearing man, you a window shopper, and then when you listen to it, you hear Joe, you a window shopper, man and me. So like he taking shots at other rappers during the chorus. And I was like, what? Okay. But what made that video really funny too is that Mace was in it. Or at the time he called himself Murder Mace because he was part of G-Unit for a while. I was like, it's just supposed to be a church dog. Like,
he wasn't Murder Mace yet. He was still Pastor Mace.
Right.
He was still Pastor Mason better. Mm-hmm. So when Prodigy them joined us when he turned into Murder Mace.
Right.
Prodigy, you mean Mobb Deep?
Mobb Deep, yeah. So the funniest thing I remember with that whole thing is like being a kid at the time and finding weird ways to include it into your life. Right. Just see somebody watching something about a store and nigga, you a window shop. Like, yo, I can't buy that shit too.
Yeah, like you make more anyway. Yeah. But the movie itself, though, I'll just say this right off the bat, right? Like I love 8 Mile. I think it is, without a doubt, probably the best hip hop movie of all time. Well, about hip hop music. Yeah. About the struggle of being about the struggling artist and just what it means about rap music. And then, of course, the time period they set it in 1985. Perfect. That's like the perfect period. But anyway, so I love 8 Mile. So I was like, all right, Get Rich or Die Tryin' could work. And then they use the same formula, having the lead actor be the rapper himself. And while Eminem played it well because he was just kind of downplaying his character, 50 just had to be tough as well, and you know he had be serious and be dramatic, and that's where it kind of feels from it. Like I'll never forget the moment where he was talking to his grandfather. It's like his grandfather's like, I'm a gangster, grandpa, and I was like, no, what was that?
So what I remember about this movie is that I don't think it was that bad, but
it was
it
not terrible, but it had some cringe-worthy moments. Let's be real.
Right, and then but the thing with me with this movie is I remember like people was like real serious about it. I remember fights broke out and thing. I remember Boondocks made a joke about it. I think
so.
Yeah, they made fight like it had fights that broke out in the theater, like because of like the kind of people was like into 50, and it had a lot of gangster kids who they had no parents, latchkey types, and it's like shit, that was real serious, and he really tapped into something that a lot of people kind of ignored. Though.
Yeah. All right, but let's look at the cast here right now of Wikipedia, and you know the show had a great cast now. Like oh gosh, your boy, this fella who played Killer Croc, I was forgetting his name, Adwale. Yeah, he was majestic. He was the wild upstart to Bill Duke. And I remember Bill Duke had this line where he was saying he was God, Buddha, and Krishna all rolled up into one nigga. I was like, okay. But to me, that was like the issue with the movie now, is that like, okay, you want to sell us this real life story, but you're playing all these gangster cliches kind of thing. Like you have
Yeah.
the crime boss, you have the wild upstart, you have the fellow who just trying to make money, but then he in too deep, and it's just stuff that you saw before now. So it was almost to a point where it's like, well, is this fabricated? Is this real? Or this has really happened to you 50? We don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
Again, with me is like, yo, we all right. You dropped 3 albums so far.
Yes.
You
Around the
basically
time
tell
he
me-
had the Massacre as well too, which I actually
And
enjoy.
Curtis.
Yeah, and
And
Curtis.
Oh, yeah, I
Curtis
love
was
it.
Well, no, actually, Curtis came out 2 years later because I remember that was the year when Kanye West brought out Graduation, and there was like this big marketing gimmick as to who would sell the most units in the opening weekend.
Yeah,
I remember
but
that famous
this one-
shot with
Curtis didn't
50
come out-
and
come out
Kanye
before
kind of
the
looking down
movie?
each other. No, it was 2007. Both albums came out, Curtis and Graduation. But just
Yeah,
remember,
that was-
remember that famous shot where you see 50 and Kanye kind of
And
looking
Kanye,
down
yeah.
at each other, and Kanye had to kind of tiptoe. You know what I mean? That was the big moment right there. And of course, well, Graduation sold more units than Curtis. So
Yeah.
I still haven't listened to Curtis yet, though. I really need to. But I heard some of the singles. Well, I mean, I Get Money is awesome. I love that beat. But everything else was like, the man even had a song with Robin Thicke on it, Dre, called Follow My Lead.
Yeah.
I only saw the video once. I was like, nope, I good. I don't need to listen to this again.
Yeah.
I'm good. I don't need to listen to the album. Sorry.
And again, when Curtis came out, everybody was making the transition from 50 to Wayne.
Yes,
Right,
yes.
right.
Because
I
that
know,
same time was
it
when
had,
Lil
it had
Wayne
a
blew up.
little it had a little period where again the bougie niggas take over again now. So it was Kanye and
yes.
a lot of that college Greek black culture,
Mhm.
and then Common,
Yeah.
kind of come
Yeah.
back on the scene for a
Of
little
course,
while.
with
and then
with
and then the transition into Wayne.
yeah.
Because like 2007, now when Carter 2 dropped,
Yeah.
and we was basically listening to the Carter 2. We really didn't care what 50 was saying at the time.
Yes.
that was me and Carter Tree. Like I used to listen to that religiously, Dre. Like Carter Tree was it for me. But yeah, two when it came out was hard though. Fireman, this other song. He did have a song with not with Robin Thicke, with some other guy. I think it was with Robin Thicke, I'm not too sure, but maybe whatever. Shooter, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, that was on the Birdman and Lil album.
Okay.
Right.
I thought it was on Carter too. All right, yeah.
But
yeah.
see, on Carter 2, I really can't remember right now.
Okay, well
Could
that's
be.
fine, yeah.
Could
But
Anyway.
yeah, but that was around the time when 50's
Yeah,
music really started to wane off.
Yeah, when 50, that Curtis album come out, men was making transition to Wayne.
Yeah,
So-
exactly.
A lot of us didn't hear the whole Curtis album.
Right.
Yeah, let's admit that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I really should kind of look back at it and be like,
Same
well,
here,
was it
same
that
here.
bad?
I'll
don't
go
know.
back.
Yeah. I mean,
I'll
Get
go
Rich or
back and
Die
check it
Tryin.
out.
Get Rich or Die Tryin. I love that. Massacre comes close. There were just couple of mess songs. I remember why
couple
they.
of
Gatman. I love Gatman.
Yeah, Gatman and Robin was hard. I remember there was I think there was a where he shot videos for I think it was for all or majority of the tracks.
Yeah,
Remember
these kind of
he did
weird.
For the
yeah.
whole
kinda
album, he showed
cartoon
videos
stuff.
of the whole-
Kinda
yeah.
That was kind of the new.
Yeah. Piggy Bank was one of my favorite songs. 'Cause I
Yeah,
was
Piggy
laughing
Bank.
at it.
When as I got the album, the first track that was like, yeah, the slamming Piggy
Yeah.
Bank.
And it's just a hook though, that clickety clank,
He clank,
clickety
yeah.
clank. The money goes into
yeah,
my piggy bank. It's like what?
My personal favorite was Gatman.
Yeah, the
Well, mostly because of the
Catman.
Eminem verse and everything sounded like the old 1960s Batman.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Adam West.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna die tonight. I love that. Oh gosh, Ski Mask Way. I love the instrumental for
Yeah.
that. So dark and icy. I love that. And of course he had his unit brethren there. He had Tony Ayo, he had Young Buck, he had Olivia as well, and even had the game though. Well, in the final track, which is the Hate It or Love It remix. I remember when the 50 and Game feud started. Now they actually
That when
released the album and then they took that song out and they
was
put
Game
Out of
was-
Control with Mobb Deep.
Right.
That was when Game was still on the label.
Yes.
Even was still on G-Unit.
Yeah. I don't know. Like to me, I always find it was kind of interesting how you brought somebody like from the West Coast like Game into this thing, because almost like okay, you have 50, Young Buck and well okay, to me out of everybody in the G Unit excluding Game, I always felt that Lloyd Banks was like the most underrated in the group. I felt that
Yeah,
he could have
I
spit
agree with
like the
that.
second best. Young
I
Buck
wouldn't
comes at
say
the
he was the
third.
most underrated. I'll say he was the most lyrical in
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
squad because he
listen
had
to On
punchline. I
Fire,
feel
Every track.
like listen to the bars and like faster than your bitch. No, running your bitch faster than the road runner. You know me, just
yeah,
those bars, Lord.
dude,
How fast
I'm
they
so
were.
fly.
punchlines
Yeah,
was
I'm so fly.
nasty.
Yeah, yeah. Young Buck, I love his visceral energy. Is like, you know me, that kind of cash down. Well, you used to see representing Cashville. Tony Ayo, he
Yeah.
good for hooks, but I kind of like the album that he brought out, which was Thoughts of a Predicate Fella. And I thought it was entertaining. It was dumb, but I like it, kind of. Yeah.
He was the crunchy black of the
To,
group.
nah,
yeah,
to me, Tony Ayo is the mixtape dude. I
Yeah.
have like real Tony Ayo mixtapes that I love, but he albums he reached the point penning a classic album yet.
yeah.
But he mixtapes them hella ridiculous. Have like the swine flu 1 and 2. They're like two dopest mixtapes I hear from he,
All right.
and he does not make good mixtapes. But like another thing with Tony Ayo is the man too grimy.
I think
Yeah.
that's the problem. He's too grimy, Shred.
It's
He's
like
too
crunchy
grimy
black
for
now
TV.
for
Yeah.
3-6 Mafia.
Yeah.
Too grimy. So the rest of them, you could just you're grimy. We could tell a little polish and you could be market,
Yeah,
but
he was he's a little kind of very unmarketable.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, look at
Just
your name,
grimy.
dude. Yeah, yo, come on.
You know?
Yeah, like
That another big problem is that yeah, for music videos you gotta be kind of camera friendly now.
Yeah.
Like even if you're kind of ugly rapper or you're ugly guy like say a Biggie still have presence.
Yes. Yes.
You know? You had to know to fit it, but Tony you just couldn't fit on camera at all. Don't work. Like damn, Tony
Yeah.
you.
Like I remember
yeah,
you
he
had
just
this one video with Joe, well, a song called Curious. That was supposed to be like the big single, and
yeah, that was the
that really doesn't hold up.
that
in my
was
opinion.
that was the second single off of the album. The first single was Shorty So Seductive Dance. Know
Oh,
me?
best song on that album, hands down. That beat is fire. I love that beat. No nigga, do you know what this is? Like I love that beat. That's a beat. I know he always have this gimmick of just like shaking his hand over his face.
Yeah,
and that kind of
shaking
stuff.
his hand in front of
Like
his face.
every time that beat comes on, it's just you just doing this with your hand. That's all it do.
That mush mouth. That what you used to call it. Mush
Right,
mouth.
right. And pimpin', I love that song. It's just so ridiculous and silly, but I just like that.
Had a song with he bands 50. I know you
I
don't
know
love
you don't love
me.
me. I know you love me.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. That kind of cool too.
Yeah, that's cool. I like the beat fit and stuff. But yeah, but all
You shine on that.
right. But yeah, but all that being said though, I mean, 50 blew up, and then of course G-Unit blew up, and then of course, well, I mean, the rest is history. The beef with Game, and the
man.
mixtapes
No.
Game brought out and yada yada yada. But all that kind of stuff.
Son.
Yeah, all that kind of jazz there. But of course, we're just gonna talk about the album that pretty much started all. So we're
Yes.
just gonna
From
run
the
through.
Genesis. Yeah, let me deal
Yeah,
with Genesis.
So, yeah, so it's not like actual review of the tracks. Just do these tracks hold up, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah.
after the intro, well, I mean, we all know what the intro is.
Yeah,
The
2
sense
points,
and the
Yeah, the 2 quarters dropping.
Yeah.
yes,
Awesome.
classic. Of course, we jump into What Up Gangster. From the moment that bass and them drums hit by,
Yeah.
is like you just like every time I hear it, I just go crazy. I just wanna. It's like the kind of music if you was like driving in a car, Dread.
You wanna
have,
rob
like, a
your own
sunroof,
house.
you just wanna get out and just start to go wild and go crazy, Dread.
Yeah, it's the kind of track that make you want to rob your own house.
Yes.
Same
boy.
thing that Ricardo say, like basically they like beat a dude up music.
Yeah.
So, like
Doom.
yeah,
And then of course when that hook comes, what up, blood? What up?
Yeah.
It's just like it just going insane.
well, yeah, you just want to kick somebody in the face and spit some
Yeah,
gangster
right.
shit on it.
It's like music to drive by to something like that. I don't know, like this it's just real incredibly gangster though. The
Yeah,
lyrics of course express that as well. I love the lyrics here. One line I like is like these come, we dump the diesel and battery acid. It's just the griminess of those bars. And like,
Yeah.
for me, that is how you start off your album. You have to come in out the gate hard, strong like that.
Yeah.
It reminds me of like Wu-Tang Clan's Bring the Ruckus, where you just come in
Yeah.
and boom, you know what I mean? or
Yeah,
it's a great high energy track.
Yeah, New York City mind is like boom, dread. This is where I
Yeah.
coming from. This is how I coming through here. You know. So, what are your thoughts on What Up Gangster?
Love it. Yeah, it's a great high energy track.
Yes,
For me,
yes.
it just comes in good energy. Boom, you hype for the album. Wake you up because you get the 50 cent, you get the quarters thing. All right, cool. It's nice. We get it.
Yeah.
And then just out of the gate.
With me, you can always tell a song by how it react in the club, and basically when this comes on, even to this day in the club, you see men start putting up their hand on the bottom. What?
Yeah. What? What?
Stands time. It's solid song.
Yeah, and it still holds up just because of that high energy beat though. Right afterwards though, we get into Ricardo's favorite song from the
Yeah.
album. Yes, Patiently Waiting.
Yes.
This is one of two tracks that Eminem produced. You know it's Eminem because that man love a violin, but he love these
Yeah.
really dramatic, this dun 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 dun.
To me,
it's
Eminem
something really
verse in
dramatic
this-
about that beat, but
To me, Eminem verse in this is a top tier, like for me, top 5 verse ever in rap. for
oh
me.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because again,
No-
Shady, the line that is always, I'll never forget this line because it burned into my brain. Shady Records is 80 seconds away from the towers. Them cowards fuck with the wrong buildings. It's meant to hit ours.
Yes.
Yeah.
That shit flows so perfect for me in my head. I mean, music, that what music does do to you.
Yeah.
It's like,
And-
like somebody like, I got hit a crack me.
With me, Eminem
so well-
flow with the Heart Machine when he got out
Oh, I
Yes.
love
That
that
time,
moment.
yeah,
I
yeah.
love that moment, Chad.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
Yeah,
then
like,
that'll be right. It'll be the heart beating.
Yeah, and then
You
he
know,
hit
heart
the
beat,
flat like
and then I go
And then
flat right
Eminem
after.
And then he just
Start
go
to-
in all out. Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect verse, perfect production.
Everything, yeah,
That's
perfect.
it's
Yeah.
just really cinematic. That's what I love about it. But it's the
Yeah.
lines that I love though. From
Yeah.
50, I love where you say oh gosh, 50 fear no man warriors swing swords like Conan. I was like
yeah.
okay.
Looking for a slut with a nice butt to get a nut.
yeah.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, and if you got a glass jaw, you should watch your mouth because I'll break your
Yep.
face.
Yeah.
I have like where it say, leave you looking like the Michael Jackson jackets with all them zippers. I'm the boss on this
yep.
boat. You can call me skipper. The way I take
Yeah.
the money over, you should call me flipper. It's like
Yeah. hard.
Too much.
too much.
Too much, yeah.
Too much, please.
Yeah, for me, this track is 5 out of 5. Very little of it doesn't work. I can't think of anything. Everything just flow. The first verse is great with all 50 great lines, and then Eminem just come and blow it out of the water.
You know,
Just
I
so many
love when you
good
say
goddamn lyrics.
take some big and some pack and you mix them up in a pot.
Yes.
Sprinkle a little big
Sprinkle
on top.
Yellow top, yeah.
You got the
You gotta
realest
release
killer.
an illest killer stand up in a nut, the juggernauts in this rap.
Juggernauts on this rap
Like,
shit.
that, wow, like
Yeah.
just the wordplay in that, though, I really
Yeah.
do love. Yeah.
And- Perfect.
Yeah. All right. Next track to me
We
is
get
probably
to
one of the
Batman.
grimiest songs.
The Batman anthem.
Yeah,
All
one of the
Batman
grimiest
anthem.
songs, and
Yeah.
this was a single. I remember when the video came out, I was like, "Wow, this
Yeah.
is like some
Hardness.
excerpt from like a crime drama movie or some kind of
Yeah.
thing." So because of how grimy it felt and how it looked.
Yeah.
Many men wish that.
Many Man, yeah. Classic track.
That beat,
Great
those
And the
pick-
opening
those
of the track
piano
is
keys,
brilliant, yeah?
yeah, and I
that gunshot
I
boost
learned
does
this
it,
through Genius. It's actually Lloyd Banks that 50 is talking to her.
Right.
I always thought it was 50 playing both voices, but it's actually him and Lloyd
Lloyd,
Banks doing the dialogue here.
Do the intro?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's them. He's the one who
Yeah,
say,
it's-
"Man, we gotta
wow.
get something to eat." Right, he's that
Yeah.
guy. Right.
Right.
But yeah, boy, the chorus alone, that many men wish that
Yeah.
upon me. Yeah, that's like
But
Batman
my
anthem
yeah.
right there. Yeah. But it's just the griminess of it that I love, though. I like how but also like he knows he's great. But he knows he's underrated. Like I love the line where he says, "I'm the diamond in the dirt that ain't been found. I'm the underground king, and I ain't been crowned."
Yeah.
Like it's just talking about that life too.
He makes the analogy, some special, some like Ali in his prime.
Yeah, I'm the greatest.
Yeah.
Something like Ali in this prime.
Yeah.
Yeah, go on, continue.
Nah, well, with me, the song so dark.
Yes,
I'm gonna
boy,
say now
dark, boy.
how it feeds into what we know gangster shit to be now.
Mhm.
Like, yeah, this dark. yeah, somebody got your milk here. And then like my favorite part is the last line, like I
Oh
got here
yeah,
for a reason because he
he
got
got
hit
hit
like
like
I
I
got
got
hit,
hit, but he
and
ain't breathing.
fucking breathing. Yeah, I'm like,
Like,
yeah.
like when you think about that though, it's like wow, boy. Like seriously, like you could tell this man was being earnest. He was being honest here when he was saying
That
that. It's not
was
no joke here that you're listening to. It's real.
Yeah.
Right. Moving along now, of course, the club song, the iconic classic eternal club songs of all club songs in the
Yeah.
club.
you happy birthday song.
Yes, the happy birthday song. The
Yeah.
song that white people gravitated to it is like, oh, shawty, it's your birthday. To the point that, well, you know, me and Ricardo actually talked about this last year. That movie that came out, I think it was around October, November, Happy Death Day, which I actually enjoyed though. As being like a dumb little slasher flick. But in the trailer fit, they use in the club as you know how they work in songs for trailers there. And they worked it in the club and I was like, wait, really? They're doing this? Okay. It has something to do with the story because it was the main character's birthday. But all that aside though, this is Dr. Trey as one of his at his finest. That beat though, this is like an earworm. It just sticks to that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Boom, boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom.
it sticks in
And
your head.
the production, you know, the levels, you know what I mean? It just you know, everything about it works. Of course, the hook works. I love the fact that like when I first saw the video on Rhapsody, you know, you heard a different chorus. You heard the clean chorus there, and then when I actually listened to the album, I was like, oh, that's what he's saying. Okay, I got the X if you're into taking drugs. Okay, okay. But I still loved it all the same though. But yeah, everything about it just works. It's so catchy. 50 just bragging, you know what I mean? But you know, he have some griminess as well too. You know, he talking about you know, ain't nothing changed. You know, he back. You know, he got shut up, but he's still back in the game. That kind of thing. Then you know, people just jumping up and it's like, well, dancing to the. It's like, yeah, this is a gangster rap club song though, but just so catchy that anybody could listen to it and you know just enjoy it. But what you guys think about Indie Club? Do you think this song holds up to this day, or you think it's
Yeah,
a real product of 2000s hip hop music?
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it does.
You know, in the club is a track like kind of like the movie The Matrix. It's like you see it so much, you hear it so much, you kind of get fed up with it. But once you hear it in a while, you realize how brilliant it was.
With me is like a lot of people don't know that how that beat was actually for D12 and them turn it down.
Right.
Right.
And 50 make a hit out it.
Yeah.
He see something in that song and
Yeah.
God damn it worked because
Yeah.
push the album.
Yeah, of course, exactly. Really push it to that platinum status too. And one thing though, I just had to mention quickly, parodies though. Of course, there were tons of parodies that came out. I remember there was the Bert and Ernie in the Tub one, which I think is like the best parody of that song. And well, this was on radio actually. Beyonce did her own version of it. It was called "Sexy Little Tug." I was like, okay, that's cute. All right, well. But then again, Destiny's Child did do a track with 50, what is Tug Love back on the Power of the Dollar album. So it's like, all right, cool, okay, I get that. All right, so after In the Club, we have High All the Time.
Ooh,
and here's some
good.
really interesting here. I only learned this like a couple hours before we met up here. 50 don't smoke weed though.
Yeah,
Really?
he's a
If you say you don't drink, you don't smoke, but the reason why he put out this weed song is because he knew that a lot of rappers at the time were putting out these weed songs and we're getting
Push,
record
yeah,
sales. So
they get
it's like, well,
pushed.
okay, I gotta do a weed song, okay, and then again, Dre behind him, so it's like, all right, cool, well, but I still like this song though. It's still so convincing that he does smoke weed. Bar for bar is just really I could say. Just really clever though, just really witty, and you know, just him talking about his life basically, and how sometimes it could just get so crazy that man just had to rock back and smoke a little weed every once in a while.
Blow one. But like with me, this track is basically a filler.
Yeah. You're right.
A filler. It good, good, but the album didn't need it.
True. I do like the beat though. What Shamani did, I do like it. They have this kind of West Coast kind of Dr. Dre worship going on there. especially with them pianos. That I think the pianos is the one thing that I really love about this song overall, though. But everything else is, I mean, it's fine. It's fine for what it is. I don't know if like once you realize that hey, 50 didn't smoke weed now, if it makes sense for you to care about the song, but it's there, so whatever. All right, so next track now is one of my personal favorites, Heat. And this has, hands down, probably one of the funniest intros to a song,
Yeah.
song I've ever heard. Hey, you want some of this shit? I want that shit. I don't give a fuck. I'll play that shit. What's kept in the nigga? But shut the fuck up. Like, I could just listen to that on a loop, chat. I just be laughing. It's just so funny. Right? But then when the shots fired, I realized, oh, this isn't funny though. But that beat though, that blow, blow, blow. I just hear that throughout the song. Like, what?
The hook is and like the how can I say it? The bridge, and then the hook.
Like,
because they have a kid, I'm fine. Like, yo.
And everything about it is just, I don't know, just shutter music, Jenna. Just like, hey, I gotta roll up in your house. I don't care, Jenna. That's it, you know. I love the outro where he talking to Dre. Is like, my pants is bulletproof, nigga. My vest is bulletproof. My hat is bulletproof. You know what I mean? I can hear him laughing in the background too. It's just so funny though.
Yeah, just wild out.
Yeah, but that beat is so ridiculously grimy, but it's even funny. But Ricardo, what are your thoughts on Heat?
Yeah, great track. Again, I won't say as far as filler, and I was slightly ashamed to say that it's a track I used to skip a little bit. But yeah, it's a solid track for me. I listened to it a couple of times, but it's mostly, I didn't really get into it at the time, I'll admit.
Oh, if it was like, what, too much? It was too gratuitous or something, or it was too...
Yeah, it's again, because I'm one of them bougie.
Yeah, too grimy, remember?
Right.
He was bougie now. We could do better. Black folks can do better.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going through the booklet here and I see Dre produced that.
Right, which makes sense. And it have like a West Coast vibe, especially in the end where here, it have a kind of G-funk kind of sound near the end where 50 doing the outro. Like I could hear it in the beat now. So yeah. Next track is one of the big singles, If I Can't. That beat though, infectious. That dun 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 dun. Yeah, like you could just hear that for a whole hour and just not get fed up of it. It's just so incredibly catchy. And then of course the hook, If I Can't do it, homie, can't be done. Like just that one line alone just sells it. And what I like though is that they have a club vibe to it, but 50 being grimy as well too. It's like, well, yeah, you cross me, I will like lay your ass off. That's just how it is. You know what I mean? One line I like is in the second verse where it's like, oh no, look who clapped him with the faux 20 trips in the low pros, east side, west side niggas, no, yo, I'm loco. Like I just love that wordplay there and I really, really love that.
That's everybody's favorite line in that.
Yeah.
But
that beat's so incredibly catchy and just lyrically how he flowing it was just excellent to me.
Yeah.
For me, it just the beat, everything was good, but again, I'd say another filler.
Oh, you find so? Okay.
Yeah, another filler.
For me, I disagree with that because this actually has a flair to it now. It's a track I don't skip. I actually enjoy it and remember it off the top of my head now.
Yeah.
But if it says filler, it's alright.
I don't think so. I think it
fits filler because the beat dope and stuff, but as I say, the song after that is what people want to hear.
Right.
And the next track actually is Bloodhound, and this is where we hear Young Buck on the album. I thought that Young Buck was great on this though. Like he wasn't like 100% in my opinion, but it's a great way like for people who never heard of Young Buck like me at the time. It's like a great introduction to his style as well. And one thing I didn't know about actually in the beginning where he says G-Unit, UTP. Right, so UTP was a group that Juvenile had formed. It was with Wacko, Skip, which I remember the two of them from Know Your Clap. Love that song. Wait, the Know Your Clap.
Yeah.
Right, Corey C, Soulja Slim, rest in peace, and Young Buck was there now. So if you listen to Young Buck's style, and it have a kind of sudden flow to it, Like if you didn't know he was from Tennessee, you swear he was from like Atlanta or something sooner. The way how he rhymes it now. And I like that both of them have this style which is and they just keep doing that same style.
Just
through
right in the
just
beat.
just write
Yeah,
that
right
same
in
thing
the
throughout
right
the
in the
entire.
beat.
Yeah, the chorus. I mean the hook is there, you know, with the I love the bus shots, but you don't hear me though. It sounds familiar, but I think it kind of works to what they getting at there. But yeah, solid track for me.
To me, it was a good buck track.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
That's it, buck. Yeah. So good introduction for Buck. Whole 50 down in the south because he needed something for the south.
Yes, yes. And even the beat itself have a kind of southern style.
Yeah, tell us sort of bounce it.
The kind of bounciness to it now.
Yeah, tell us sort of bounce it.
Yeah.
So good track.
Yeah, Ricardo, what your thoughts on Bloodhound? Or is that a skippable track for you?
Yeah, one of these skippable ones, admittedly, but it's still, I remember it is a solid track. I could just, it's one of those tracks that it's skippable, but I won't go to me skipping it if I like, say, jogging, listening to it nowadays, though.
Right. All right, so the next track, another one of my favorites, hands down one of the best diss songs ever made, Back Down.
Back down.
Yeah.
That beat though, that is battle rap music. That doom doom doom.
Again,
doom,
Drake
doom,
at his
doom,
best.
Doom, doom.
Yeah.
That's really that's like if you just want to lash out at somebody, like if you just want to diss somebody, this is the beat that you use, by. And I don't know if any other rappers did before, probably they did, but I don't know. But yes, this is the song where 50 just took direct shots at Ja Rule. Overall, as a diss song, I think it works as well. 50 just sounds so brash in this, especially like when you talk about you use a pop tart, sweetheart, you soften the mill. He's just so like authoritative on this though. I like how he kind of make out 50 Cent. Sorry, how he make out Ja Rule. He say you sing for who's like the Cookie Monster. That was a line that I was like, he takes shots at character. Where you say you're never gonna sell Mitsubishi Ta. One part in particular though, and Black Child, yes, and Black Child. One part in particular that I really like is near the end, where like after he says, "I ain't going nowhere. I done told you, nigga, I'm the G and the motherfucking soul, nigga," and he says, "They not gonna like you." I know. Like every time I hear that, like ever since I heard that, I just kind of adapted to myself. Now, like if you want to do something, you know they're gonna have some haters out there. I'll be like, they're not gonna like you. I know. But this moment though, the outro, while it is hilarious, I remember the first time I heard it. This was supposed to be Ja Rule's stylist. Well, not real stylist, but apparently his stylist was gay, right? So the joke was that this fella who was talking here was supposed to be playing that guy. That's why he sounds so effeminate, right?
Right.
Now when you hear it, you know, because of, you know, political correctness and whatnot, it's kind of juvenile when you think about
Overkill,
it.
yeah. Kind of overkill, yeah.
But it is still funny in my opinion because of the performance now. Especially how the guy talks like, now everything was cool until 50 Cent brought back into the picture. I like what he says to they don't know that I am a 12-degree pink belt. You know what I mean? It's just those lines so funny now. But yeah, those are my thoughts on Back Down. Ricardo, what you think about Back Down?
Yep, classic, great. I do you think admittedly, I didn't take Ja Rule and 50 Cent's feud so seriously because it just to be pale in comparison to Nas and Jeezy's now.
Yeah.
But that was just some brutal shit. God damn.
I know, right?
I mean, yeah,
that was brutal, man.
There's no mercy. You really get a sense of 50 just gunning for him. I have a lot of old rumors about you know, Ja Rule knew 50 was going to get killed and he didn't say anything or warn him or something along those lines. Not sure if it was debunked. But you get the feeling of a working animosity that 50 had towards Ja Rule. It didn't feel like just business now.
Right.
It really felt personal.
Okay.
Well, again, with me on that track, it's a good diss track. Like it. Trey work on it. But the icing on cake is basically 50 show you how much fucks he don't give.
That's right. Man say going for the kids, shit. You know, for Ja Rule kids.
Don't care about nobody, and that what I just tell people with most beefs. You can have like sympathy for the man when you beef with a dude. Go for the kill shot at 50. Always went for the kill.
Yeah.
And that is proof.
You know, as you say that, just quick little segue. I remember when Ja Rule actually came out with us. I'll call it a diss track, right? Although to me it was just like
What was
Ja
it,
Rule really
that?
trying hard to be hard. No, not that song. But same album though, Clap Back.
Oh,
I remember
that
people was like,
that
"What?
was
Ja Rule going to war?" Because the chorus is like, "We go,
Right.
let's take it to war." You know what I mean? It's like, it's just, but it
we
was
go
just Ja
clap
Rule
back.
just trying way too hard to be so tough now. Even right down to the album title, "Blood in
We
My
go
Eye."
clap back.
Like, yeah, we go clap back, you go clap back. And I remember on cable, like when you saw the video on BT, you say, "Here, we going back, we going back." It
Yeah.
was just so
Yeah.
silly, Jen. That
So
that
sad.
beat though, sorry, the track itself doesn't hold up. The beat, however, was dope. I would say that the beat was dope.
Yeah. Well, I mean, make a good beat. But see, Crumb was a better diss track.
Yes. Because you
Right
took
with Cam Sisler.
yeah, you took Sizzler's "Can't Take Away My Crown." You know, you took that sample and it works. Even the way how they work it into that beat though was creative, right? I really like that. So moving along now to the Panorama song, PIMP. I swear, like I said at the very around the beginning, when I heard this song, I was like, I have to learn to play the seal. I have to learn how to play the seal pan here. Also, I imagine people who knew how to play the seal pan needed to learn those notes. So we'll probably just
Yeah, you
figured
know?
it out so easy. One thing I really like, what amused me about this song to this day is how, I don't want to call it misogynistic, but how blatantly borderline pimpish it is there. Just go
No, it
crazy.
was
It's just
it was
like
blatant.
yeah, it's just bleed. Like yeah, use my whole I all about the money. I don't care. He even says in the track, I could care less how she perform when she in the bed jet. It's just so blatant, man. This was a hit. I remember the music video for it being kind of cheesy with oh
With
gosh,
Snoop.
the pimp oh gosh, what
Done
it was?
Magic One.
Yeah, Bishop done Magic
Bishop
One, and they
done
had
Magic
some
One.
kind
Yeah,
of
yeah.
they had some kind of pimp meeting. I was like pimp,
Yeah,
pimp,
with Snoop Dogg,
hey.
yeah.
And then 50 had to come up with, of course, I got the magic stick.
Right.
Oh! And then that's where we were introduced to the remix,
Yes.
with Snoop Dogg, and Young Buck, and Lloyd Banks. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they were on that. But yeah, the remix I totally love. I actually prefer the remix more than this one here, just because
In my opinion,
of Snoop
me
Dogg's
too.
lines.
First,
Like,
yeah.
bitch, I got my now later game this on. I'm
There's
gonna
a-
show you how my pimp hand is way strong. Like just that, but like wow, he just do that in 2 lines. 50 do it in the whole song, and Snoop just did that in like 2 lines in my opinion. So yeah, and of course that beats.
Put the whole pimp game in
Yeah,
one
well, it's
line.
like, yeah, I'm making money, but this is a serious business here. If you ain't doing your job, blow, that's it, you know. You know what I mean? But that beat, though, which my supporter did, by the way, it's just so incredibly infectious. I don't know, like, I just hear this nice beat and I smile, and when you hear the lyrics, it's like, wow, and 50
Yeah.
get away with this too, you know. You know what I mean? But what are your thoughts on PIMP, Ricardo?
Yeah, classic track. Again, I prefer the remix as well because of Snoop's verse. Strong track. Video helped as well. I
Yes,
remember.
yes.
I remember it's like, all right, they totally have to make a video out of this. Again, I remember coming to school the next day listening to the album, and the first thing that brought up was the steel pan thing. It's like, yeah, you hear it had this kick-ass steel pan riff in it. All right, go great, awesome,
Yeah.
classic track.
With me is like when I listened to that back in them days, it was dope shit was the pan Trinidad pan, yeah. But we was like, yo, they pimped shit. We took listen to my team song. Me
Yeah,
and
exactly.
all
And
the
then
homies
right down
was
to the hook,
pimps.
though. I don't know what you
Yeah.
heard about me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
catchy.
Anytime I get tell you something, you quoting lines of the song.
You know?
You want green suit like Bishop.
Yeah.
Yeah. PIP was good.
I
And it
imagine
was more than a
feminists
song.
I imagine feminists must hate the hell out of the song, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
it is comedy territory. I mean, 50 is alpha male. Come
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
As I say, he was almost an exact repudiation of Ja Rule in that sense. So Ja Rule wanted to be the sensitive thug, and 50 is like, nah, fuck that, straight up alpha male shit. No.
Yes.
You playing that at all, and it was a marketing trick that worked. I mean, it totally worked.
until we get deeper into
Great
the
image.
album.
And made money.
No, 50 will get sensitive in a little bit when we get back into the album.
When we get there, there's a few more tracks again. Right.
Yeah,
So
when we get
next
to
track,
the album.
we have "Like My Style," and
Yeah.
this is a tricky one because it is a filler song. Let's be real
Right.
about it.
Yeah, it
But
is a filler
something
song.
about Rock Wilder's beat, boy, that sounds. It always reminds me of like Timbaland's production. That that kind of beat,
Yeah.
you know, and it's like this kind of b-boy kind of breakbeat kind of thing, but it sounds so commercial as well too, and it's just so infectious, right?
Yeah.
Lyrically, it's just 50 having fun. He talking about he have style, he have more style than you. I like where he says, oh gosh, the hood rats, they say, he's so crazy, snitches, they say, he tried to spray me, that's what you get for trying to play me, the aftermath of my rat is so shady, like I love that. But yeah, the song is just fun, it's bouncy, catchy, but
Yeah.
the one thing though, like, I remember the first time I, like, the outro, I remember really loving the outro, but like, looking at it now, I felt like they could have given you a little bit more thing to do, instead of, they're not really, really ready, you know what I mean? Like, you could have given them some more to do. Now, you could argue that Ye-Yo is the
He was
weakest
in
rapper,
jail at time.
and he was in jail
He
at the
was
time,
yeah.
and
Right.
yada yada, but I felt they could have given him more stuff to do. Like, you give Lloyd Banks a verse. Later on he gets his own verse. You give Young Buck a verse, so one to Ye-Yo. All he gets to do is, you're not really, really ready. But I don't know. But still, it's a great track in my opinion. Your thoughts, Doe Boi?
Basically filler.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
To me, just a filler. I have nothing else to say about it.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, nothing else to say about it.
Ricardo, your thoughts on like my
Yeah, I absolutely agree with Dubai on this. This is a little bit of a filler track. Not well. I mean, it fits, and 50 having a lot of fun. But yeah, it because you're wondering, all right, they had to have this amount of tracks, so they had to fill up.
Yeah.
So sorry. Yeah.
And the beat itself, while I do like it, it does sound dated. It sounds like 2000s rap, 2000s rap had a
it-
kind of glitzy style to it anyway. That's why I say it have a Timbaland sound.
Yeah. It don't hold up.
It don't hold up. Sorry, it does.
Yeah,
Still
it
kind of
don't hold
catchy,
up,
but
yeah.
it doesn't hold up. Next track is Poor Lil Rich. Once again produced by Sha Money XL. This one has probably one of the most quotable bars from 50. I let my watch talk to me, my whip talk for
Yeah.
me, my gat talk for me. Blah, what up, homie?
Shout
People
out.
just love that. People just love that. Love that, right? The
No,
beat itself is okay. It have this kind of pimpy kind of West Coast vibe going on, like something that like Snoop or some other West Coast rapper would have fit with, but because
True.
of 50, and he just like real braggadocious over this track, man. I always remember like this was like one particular track. Like I remember hearing it on the album, right? And with the chorus and everything. And then amazingly enough, I heard it on radio. I was like, wait, the Poor Lil Rich on radio. And then when they reached the
Right.
chorus, I was just laughing, but it was like,
Yeah.
I was a
God,
poor,
that's how
now I'm a rich.
rich.
Get the paper now, you
No,
can't tell me.
you can't tell me.
Yeah,
You
that's
can't
cut.
tell me the 5 dog 6 in the back seat.
Oh, the little-
I'm a little poor, you know what I mean? And I was laughing, but it was so funny. But yeah, this is 50 at his most braggadocious. I think it's really the braggadociousness of it that really make this song work. Your thoughts, Ricardo?
Yeah. I do remember hearing that track late night on radio in the car now.
Right.
I was like, yeah, why did you censor the hell out of this?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's a track you
You
only
have
remember
to.
the watch talk for me part. Yeah, as I say, not a filler track or anything like that, but it's just still not that great. I didn't love it all that much. But it is, I can still listen to it and enjoy it. Again, you don't skip it, but you kind of ignore it on the jog.
Yeah.
Yeah. With me, I actually like song. They're real. One of my favorite 50s because it what 50 does best, brag.
He was bragging the hell out of himself.
Yeah, you gotta brag. And the hook is probably one of the best pen hooks.
Of course, yeah.
That's one of my
It's so
favorite 50s.
ballsy, dude. I mean, like in the backseat funneling your bitch nigga, like, wow, okay, we go in there, all right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Next track, though, well, probably one of his best singles to date.
Sensitive Tug Time.
The Tugs Need Love 2 song, 21 Questions. For
Yeah.
one thing, I love Dirty Swift's beat. I love the piano, the guitar licks to this, that bing, 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 the way how it works
Yeah.
into it. It just sounds so
the
off kilter though, but it still works. And then you have
Yeah.
that really nice R&B, well, 2000s R&B beat in the background. I think it works. Of course, Nate
Dogg
Dogg's
on the
hook kills it as well. You know, so smooth, so nice. And 50, of course, just being sensitive talking, and you know, it makes sense. So now we could all relate to. It's like, well, you know, if I go through all this kind of stuff, would you still be there for me? And one thing I was doing while I was just listening to the track again, I was telling myself, wait now, is there really 21 questions on this song? Because at first I was telling myself, I was counting them with my hands. I was like, wait, no, but this is not 21 questions. Can I take it like Jay-Z's 22 twos now? Where in the first verse, when you really look at it, it's like he said 22 times now. So I thought, oh, well, the 21 gimmick question thing is a gimmick. Until I read the lyrics themselves and I really counted the questions that 50 said. And
Yeah.
I may be wrong, maybe a little bit off, but I counted 17. I was like, okay, well, I could call this thing 21 questions. And then I forgot Nate Dogg. In the hook, he says,
Right.
would you love me if I was down and out? Would you
Right.
still have love for me? And then in the outro, he says, could you love me in a Bentley? Could you love me on a bus? Which I love. I love those lines. Four questions. 17 plus 4, 21. Duh, ta-da. Right. So they did not BS when they come to the title. But overall, as far as Tugs Need Love song too, I really enjoy this one. The video stands out to me a lot, especially because you had Megan Good in it. You had 50 in jail. Getting into this fight with this fella. You had Lloyd Banks it and Young Buck. And of course, this was a song for the ladies, so I imagine that shot where you saw 50 on the bed with Megan Good, and then you see his back and the 50 on it. I imagine all the women was like, woo, all that kind of stuff there, you know what I mean? So this was a nice track to get the ladies on board with, you know, 50's hype train, you know? But your thoughts on it, Ricardo?
Yeah, for me, it was, this part of the alpha male thing. Got a big brawling tattoo on his back. 50 in terms of size is a big factor compared to Jaro. Jaro's a tiny guy.
Yes.
Come on. Sorry. This track, again, the late great Nate Dogg, fantastic hook from him.
Of course.
Love this song. It flows so well. This is a standout track for me. Out of the entire album, I'll say.
Well, for me, again, Sensitive Thug Time.
I can't say.
It's a Sensitive Thug Time. He was now bashing Jaru for doing the same.
Yes.
But a younger me did not take that into mind. we were singing along with it and
of course,
quoted it to our girlfriends at the time.
Yes, taking up questions of our own and reworking them, you know.
But now, as I'm growing up, as I say, Jarul are basically doing the same thing, and we all piled on him for it.
Yeah.
But other than that, perfectly thought out track. Put Nate on the hook. Magic. Nate always makes things better.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
And even if that is released now, today, it'll be number one.
Yeah.
So it's stands time.
And it was ridiculously popular. You couldn't escape that song off the radio. It was all over. It was all over.
For real.
All right. So next track we have is "Don't Push Me," second track produced by Eminem. I love, once again, Eminem with these dramatic beats. You know, it's so intense with those violins, those you know what I mean? It's so driving there. And this is just 50, you just basically, you know, talking about, well, I on top now, but I know it had the haters out there, but yo, don't push me. You push me, I'm going to go back to that whole gangster phase again, you know what I mean? I love it, the hook though, where you hear the gunshots going off and you hear "Don't Push Me." I love the little ad-libs that Eminem does, where he's like, "Don't push me!" You know? And when 50 Cent says, "I got something for your ass, keep taking that pussy." So you hear Eminem like, "Pussy!" You know what I mean? Lloyd Banks comes through, and reading his lyrics there, I was like really surprised by how deep it was there, because he was talking about how his father was in jail, you know, when Lloyd was as a young age, so he had to go out, he had to hustle, and you know, he had to take care of his mom, you know what I mean? And it was like real poignant, and like I didn't think that that was what Lloyd was talking about now, and you know, he's talking about how that shaped him as a man. But it's really Eminem, of course, who comes through, who kills it here. I love the part where he says, "Oh, whoa, yo, ho, hold up, oh no, not me, not Marshall. You want to see Marshall? I'm showing you Marshall. I tried to show you art, but you just pick it apart. You know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
those punchlines that Eminem comes through with on that though. And oddly enough though, you hear Tony Yayo in the end just shouted out G Unit. I'm like, oh
Yeah.
gosh, gotta get the man something else to do. But once again,
Again, oh, dude was in
this
jail.
dude in jail.
Dude
Come
was
on, man,
jail.
really. But yeah, I really do enjoy this track. Ricardo, well, I know you love PhD Waiting, so you think Don't Push Me is a nice follow up to PhD Waiting
Yeah.
or not?
Just the energy to it again. Yeah, Eminem is surprisingly good as a producer. You don't think that?
Yeah,
Somebody
he does.
and it was just noticeably he was the producer for the track as opposed to the track earlier. And I was like, all right, cool. This is a good energy track and a good track. Let's enjoy and listen to. It's like, yeah, great.
Mm-hmm. All right, Doe Boi, your thoughts?
Me, uh, it's to me. When they're coming out to the end of this album now, you start to get exhausted because it's so
We'll
much.
talk about that with the
so
next
much amp.
track, but continue.
Yeah, so much amp. You start to get exhausted, but Eminem just find a way to pull you back in, for you to be like, well. I'll listen because that Eminem was so hard.
Yes,
I'll listen. And as I say, beat it. All of them run at it, and not filler.
No. It fits neatly with the
Yeah,
players.
it fits
track
good.
listener.
It's definitely a grab back in the sense like to pull your attention back to the album.
Yeah. To
Yeah,
remind you
good for
what
that.
the album title is. It's not about Gangsters Need Love Too. Wait. That's a reminder. We're doing this gangster shit here. So yeah.
We about the shits.
Yes.
So,
So as I mentioned, getting exhausted now. The next track, "Gotta Make It to Heaven," to me always sounds like the penultimate track. That one track where it's like, all right, album's winding down. They kind of
Yeah.
getting a little serious here. So okay, we're gonna wind things down here. And to me, that's how it feels. Not just of the title itself, but just the lyrics themselves. 50 talking about, well, yeah, it's hell out there, but I'll keep on grinding. But if I do die, I really want something else that's not the hell that I lived throughout this life. So I want to go to heaven. So it has this kind of moment of clarity, moment on the album here basically. It doesn't really quite hold up though lyrically, and I find the beat really does. It sounds dated. It really sounds like 2000s rap. That kind of thing though, it doesn't really hold up that much, but it does add to the to 50s intensity. Not so much the intensity of the beat, but you can tell that the man just really, really, really want to see them pearly gates though, despite all this madness. But I wouldn't call this one a filler, but this is the one where you could tell like, all right, album's gonna close in a little while, so just hold a little bit here and we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
So Ricardo, what's your thoughts on that track? Gotta Make It
Yeah,
Happen?
this one I is a really forgettable track for me. Yeah, this was a skippable one.
Yeah, to me is the weakest out of all the tracks.
Yeah,
in my
easily one
opinion.
of the weaker tracks in the album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doe Boi, your thoughts on that track?
you wouldn't call it a filler. I will. It's a filler. It's the album. As I say, the album had a decline and it it faded out. And
Yeah.
this sounds like the Lem Tower track.
Right.
Like, deadline coming up. We had to record something
Yes.
50 outro for this album. And just pen something and put it there.
Yeah.
So it's a filler.
Right. And then technically it is the final track, and like every time I listen to it, I always like to think of it as the final track anyway. Because if this was indeed supposed to be the final track, I want to say that because we have two bonus tracks, so technically this is the final track. This is a hell of a way to end your album, though. Well, if those two bonus tracks were there, this would have been a hell of a way to end the album. Wangster,
Yeah.
the song that started all for me. This introduced me to 50 Cent. Of course, that two-way beat, that
Yeah.
I imagine people who had cell phones were like, hey, I had a song on my phone, but
Yep.
that was a ringtone, you know what I mean? It has that ringtone rap kind of beat, and that was before ringtone rap got big. I love the simplicity of the delivery from 50, but it's just so effective. Like, you know, right down to the chorus. You say you a gangster, but you never pop none. We say you a wangster, and you need to stop front, you know. And right down to the bars themselves, like, you ain't a friend of mine, you ain't a kid of mine. What makes you think I want to run up on you with the night? You know what I mean? The way how it flows on that beat. It's so playful as well to the way how he rises it. And just that beat is just so goddamn infectious and just catchy. One part though that I didn't even know about, well, thanks to Genius, I now know. The part where he says, damn, homie, in high school you was a man, homie, the fuck happened to you? That was Cameron he was talking about, you know. That was Cameron. Like, he took shots at Cameron there, though.
Did not know that shit.
I was like, what? Okay.
Did not know that shit.
Yeah, and I believe he was actually with Cameron's basketball career. He used to play basketball in high school.
Yeah.
So maybe he's saying that Cameron fell off at the time. I don't know. I still think Cameron's one of the most underrated East Coast
Rappers.
MCs out there. But I'll admit with that one album, I forget what it is. I think it's Confessions of Fire, something like that. He did have some kind of
album.
Yeah. That first album was kind of.
It could be related to the whole Mace thing, though, in some way.
Right.
Nah, that was before that whole thing. This
No, I
one
say this,
stuff.
that's probably, you just connect the information via Mace in some shape or form. Though, so I don't know.
Right. And just on the subject of beef too, I remember when he had that line where he say we ride around with guns, he says a little Bow Wow. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, Bow Wow took offense to it. I think so. I think he did take offense to it. And I don't know if he did a distract. I know he did a distract to Little Romeo. Long story. It was garbage, right? But I can't remember if he did anything to...
Back those bad times of the 2000s when we had to deal with our little Romeo, little Bow Wow beef.
Yeah.
You know, that beef was so dumb, shit. Like, come on. But anyway, but I don't know if Lil Bow Wow actually clapped back at 50. I don't know.
He was offended.
Yeah.
He was offended, but he was 16 at the time. He really could
he
tell.
was still Lil. He was still Lil Bow Wow at the time, you know what I mean? But that's
could
a great
tell
line.
15
That's a great buy, my honest opinion, right? You're just thinking about it. We got guns the size of Bow Wow. I mean,
my favorite line in that whole song.
Of course, there was a music video which was on heavy rotation on Rhapsody and BT. And also, I remember Eminem had his own version of Wangster as well too, which was clever as well too. I remember, well, basically it was just him talking about how he got 50 to side on to Aftermath and Shady as well too. So just basically like, yeah, we on top now, we gotta be making tons of money and all, they just gotta be feeding off us, that kind of vibe though, you know. But overall, Wangster is like the one of the best singles from 50, hands down. I think it still holds up, even with the two-way ringtone rap instrumental, right? But Ricardo, your thoughts on Wangster? Do you think it still holds up? Or do you think it's just
yeah, it is the track that started it all. You know, it's a good way to just end off the album, in my opinion. It worked. It just had a nice, everything winding down. Yeah, enjoying it, and then it just this track is like, oh right, this is the whole track started on. It's a great way to end.
I totally agree. It's a great way to end the album. Doe Boi, your thoughts on Wangster? You think it still holds up?
Yeah, it does. For the time that it came out to now, still holds out.
Yeah.
People still find it relatable.
Yeah. And well, forget to mention, have a wicked bass line in it, but
yeah.
My God, that
it still slaps, and
yeah, I love that.
For me, what makes Wangster good is just 50 being pure. Now. He didn't have no money at the time. He now get signed. He had to impress him, and that is it. It's just on how everything worked at that time.
Yeah,
just make Wangster that good.
And you know, for a song with the title Wangster, that song was incredibly gangster to her. But it just had that mainstream sound though, that commercial sound. You know, like that's how it really crossed over there. That's really a testament to not just a 50, but also Dr. Dre and Eminem, you know, who produced this album as well. The last couple tracks though, these are basically bonus tracks. These are cuts from his previous mixtape. So we had You Not Like Me, which was from his Guess Who's Back mixtape. I think it holds up though, but you could tell it's young 50, it's hungry 50, it's grimy 50. You know, and the chorus, well, the hook if you get shot run to cops, you not like me.
Like
Yeah,
me.
you not like me. I remember. This is okay. This is actual truth. I remember when Nick Cannon. Yes, folks, Nick Cannon, when he
Yes.
was rapping, he had a song with P.T. Pablo called "Your Pops Don't Like Me," and he
Right.
used that same hook. That if you get shot around the cops, you not like me. So he said that da 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 da, you not like me, and I was like, wait, no, but where you get this hook from? And that's when I heard you not like me from 50. I was like, oh, that's where the bastard get from. Okay, I see what they did there. Okay, but yeah, it's a good for me though. Like I think the reason why we have this song here is like a really to show the new 50 listeners that this man was in the game for quite a while. This is how his style used to be back in the days. You know what I mean? He used to talk while he was rapping about doing that 3 to 9 bid and all that kind of stuff. It was him at his rawest though. And putting that on a commercial release though, I thought was a stroke of genius in my opinion. I don't know if you guys have any thoughts on that "You Not Like Me" album, or is that something that you guys skip?
Nah, now I used to listen that because it is one of the best songs them offer the Guess Who's Back. So basically what you said is they had to show new fans 50-hour background.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Watch it from one of your mixtapes.
Right.
And to me personally, it had a few songs that I like more on the Guess Who's Back that could have make it, but this does the job.
Yeah. I don't know if like in the studio they flip a coin. It's like, hey, should we put this song here or should we put that song? We don't know. Ricardo, you have any thoughts on "You Not Like Me" or is that us, or you just stop at one, sir?
Yeah, I can stop at once. I'd skip this at the time, and I didn't really go back on, to check it at the time.
Okay, that's fine. But the
Yeah,
one though, the final bonus track though, didn't even know it was from a mixtape before, but I could tell it was the young 50 at the time because of how his voice sounded. Your Life's on the Line.
Yeah. Guy from I think 50 is the future.
All right. I remember it from Power of the Dollar, that album that he brought out back in '99, I think it was. Yeah. But what drew me in though was that nobody likes me, but that's okay, cause I don't like y'all anyway. I don't like y'all anyway. Fuck all y'all. Like when you hear that, I was like, what? Okay. But it's the aggressiveness of that beat that I really like. Even though the beat is kind of late 90s kind of vibe, you know what I mean? Not really too spectacular, but it's the way how he 50s aggressiveness sounds over that beat that makes it work to it. Of course, this was the song where he did take shots at 50. Sorry, he took shots at Ja Rule and with the ink, right down to the chorus. Scream murder, I don't believe you murder. Fuck around, leave you murder. I don't believe you murder. Your life's on the line. That murder. That's what Ja Rule and his there's Murder Inc. crew used to do. He used to be murder. I just like the part where he just really calling out fake rappers as well too. I like where he says these cats always escape reality when they rhyme. That's why they write about bricks and they only delve with dimes. You know what I mean? It's just calling out, just making out fake rappers now, but just really Ja Rule in particular. Now at the time though, I just thought it was just him, just 50, just taking shots at just fake rappers in general, like fake thugs or whatever it is. But I didn't know it was legit him taking shots at Ja Rule and them, because I didn't even know about the beef at the time. It's only when I heard Back Down, that's when I was really made aware of the beef. And then of course when you start to hear more songs and see more videos with them kind of taking shots at each other, it's like, oh okay, so this is really what it's about. But to me, like, just that as a bonus track is a great way to kind of like the additional end, like the second ending of the album, if you will. So I think it works in that regard. Ricardo, you're familiar with the song, or you?
I remember the song.
Yeah, I remember the video fit as well too, where they censor.
Not
a lot of censoring in it. Right?
That video so dated.
And it's so I don't want to say unpolished though, but it and have like the feel of like them old Wu-Tang videos where it's just like a man with a camera just shooting.
Yeah.
That's how it felt like to me. Doe Boi, your thoughts on Your Life's on the Line?
Well, this is probably my favorite 50 disc to Ja. because again the hook is ridiculous. I can remember being in school and that was recall in school. Past my classroom and about murder. I don't believe you. I'm like, so that was this was 50 straight up rugged, grimy.
Yes,
Uh,
yes, yes.
had no other way to put it, and I wouldn't take it no other way. Just
Yeah.
grimy 50, and we love our work with that 50. That 50 is the real 50 that we want here.
Yeah, yeah. Agreed. All right. So in closing, the question should be asked though. 15 years after its release, yes, 15 years to this day now. Does Get Rich or Die Tryin hold up? I would say for the most part, yes, it does.
Yeah.
It is a perfect example of great 2000s hip hop as well. It is one of the best albums of the decade, hands down. And a lot of music magazines and stuff do list it there, which is saying a lot as well. Some of the beats do have that kind of 2000s feel to it, of course, because the time, of course. So that's all it is. And it may kind of affect the longevity of it, maybe in the long run, but I don't know. But still, just because of 50's charisma, his energy, his wit, his griminess, and just the production team behind him, that to me is really what makes this thing a classic in my opinion. So I'll say this without a doubt. This is one of my all-time favorite albums.
Yeah.
And I don't think any other album he brought out really has much Get Rich or Die Tryin. I don't know if 50 will do like a 444 thing like what Jay-Z did last year and do like a return to form kind of thing and bring out some really introspective albums like this is the Curtis Jackson album. Not the 50 Cent album.
No,
You know what I mean?
50
And he wins a Grammy for it. I don't know, but to me this is his best work, hands down.
Yeah. For me, this album, yeah, it does hold up. It's a perfect example of the art and production just trumping the quote-unquote direction that any art form should take.
Yes.
Again, at the time, I was like, well, we shouldn't go back to gangster crap, and gangster is played out, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
I was like, no, it's just really damn good music. For Patiently Waiting alone, for me, this track is just, this whole album works.
Yes.
That alone just pull it up. It's one of the big pillars of the album, in my opinion. Yeah, I really, really like this album. I was, by this point, I don't know how old I was at the time. I'd have been like 19 when it came out. Yeah, a lot of this holds up, but at the end of the day, it's like, well, I had to tell myself how to look at rap in retrospective and just look at good production in general. And yeah, 5 out of 5. This album is really, really good.
Yeah. Well, if I rate it, I would give it a solid 4.5 out of 5.
Right.
Me personally, it's just like a couple of tracks and a couple of beats don't really hold up as well as they do, but it's still entertaining. This is one that I admittedly can listen from top to bottom. Unless probably I give a jog. If I have less time on my hands, I could just skip a couple of tracks.
Right.
But yeah, this to me still holds up. Doe Boi, your thoughts on the album? Just final thoughts on the album, and if you could give it a rating, I'll score whatever. Please do.
To me, it's an influential album. Basically, who know like. If because it had a lot of kids that this album was the first year, like Schoolboy Q, this was the first rap album that he actually heard.
Right.
So it influenced a lot of people to spit a certain way, and to them 50 was the most gangster shit at the time. Now at this time the album still hold up compared to what was popping at the time in those days that we're not here no more, like Crunk.
Yeah. I used to love Crunk, boy, but Crunk just kind of... Well, Crunk kind of turned to EDM in a bit. Well, maybe that's why Lil Jon's still doing music, He just had that vocal energy anyway, but... moving on. Yeah.
Yeah. The only thing is that how now we can spot the fillers. It have fillers.
Yeah, but at the time you didn't care though, because it was Get Rich or Die Tryin. I'm listening to the album, man. Now you listen to like 1 or 2 tracks, like skip.
No, I'll give it a 4 because of the fillers.
Okay, a 4 out of 5. All right.
Yeah, 4 or 5 because of the fillers, and it's not a well-rounded album in the sense like, you know, for a 5 years had to be looking for the 5 W's, tell a perfect story.
Yes, yes.
So all with this one, you're just getting the 1 W. Who? Me.
Okay, yeah. Who is 50? Yeah.
Yeah. So 4.
All right, cool. Well, I'll just say this in closing. To me, what really makes this album stand out the most is that, well, as 50 himself, just him coming out at just that right time and showing not just rappers but rap fans as well too that authenticity really works. It really does sell, especially in the rap game here, because you have somebody with a rap sheet basically. And I can tell yourself, wait, now somebody like this should be in jail. Somebody like this should be in the underground doing mixtapes till the day he die. You know what I mean? But
True.
for him to somehow make it into the mainstream, and to the point that even in bar mitzvahs and birthday parties you hear in the club and whatnot, right? Wherever it is, to branch out that well, you know what I mean? It's like that same story like with Snoop Dogg, for example, like how he became so mainstream to the point now he have a cooking show with oh gosh, I forgot his name. Yeah, Martha Stewart, that kind of thing,
Yeah.
So, but it's just like him now. And then even more amazing though, him getting shot up 9 times and surviving, and being able to turn his life upside down, while staying true to the streets. So, to me, this album is like just perfectly a nice album to just let these young rappers out there, because yes, we like we old school and stuff like that, but we making out the young rappers and then we making out them 6ix9ine and the Lanzes and all these guys as well, you know what I mean?
Xanax and all these.
You know what I mean?
All the rainbow dreads.
Lanzes, my new favorite rapper is Ricardo that introduced me to him, boy.
All the rainbow
It's the
dreads.
next level, eh?
You know what I mean?
Lads,
Know what it
it's
is?
really
But anyway, you know how rap is today, where it's just you have a kind of catchy instrumental, and you just fabricating all this stuff. You know what I mean? Like Slim Jesus, like you not from the hood, Joe. We talking about you selling weed and you got guns. But that's the trend now because a young rapper is all about talent, right? But 50 at the time came out and it was like, that's not what it is, Shred. It's about rawness, Shred. It's about realities where I come from, and this is what he put out there. He didn't sugarcoat it. He didn't do anything like that. He just put it out there and look, he have a classic album on his belt. So
you gotta ask yourself a question like, how come 50 was how come somebody like 50 could have flourished given that you really thought, oh well, gangster crap was going away now.
Yeah.
And why saying like no, it still have a lot of it have a big underbelly still in Black America.
Of
and
course,
he tap into that for the new generation.
Yeah. So that's the thing. And other rappers, well, I mean like Schoolboy Q, for example. Well, not so much Vince Staples, although I would say Vince Staples is do gangster rap, but he was a Crip at a point in time, but he doesn't really do that.
No, basically, since 50 New York, you have Conway and Westside.
Oh,
Two
yes,
of them is the most grimiest dudes them that I can so far. And Conway in precise is like the grimiest dude that you could get on a mic right now. And he basically went through the same 50 story. He got shot, half face paralyzed, and he raps.
Yeah.
So it always have that person that will be the poster boy, the dudes them in the trenches that doing that work.
Yeah.
And to be that light for them to say, well, I want to be that. When instead of getting shot all the time, I'll go and do this.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, but with all that being said, though, Get Rich or Die Tryin' to us still holds up to this day. If you haven't listened to this album before, why? I don't know. Unless you just genuinely don't like gangster rap, then this is not an album for you. But if you just love great music, regardless of it, whether it's rap, whether it's gangster rap, whatever it is, then yeah, you are going to love a majority out of this. So with all that being said, just doing quick outros here. So, Doe Boi, where can we find you online, or how can we contact you? Like, if we want to do a collab or like a beat or want a beat done or whatever it is, how can we get to you?
Right now you can get me on SoundCloud.
All right.
Look for Psycho Nerds Beats.
Okay.
Um, on Instagram. Good job, Doe Boi.
that should be a album title right there. Good job, Doe Boi. All right. I imagine we could also find you on Facebook as well. Twitter as well. Yeah.
Nah, not Twitter. Right.
Okay, but like on Facebook, do we type in DOEBOI, or what do we type?
Um, I don't really have a Facebook page right now because Facebook trying to charge people to do crap. So you can just right now with just SoundCloud and Instagram.
All right, cool, no problem. Ricardo, as before, where can we find you online?
You can find me Ampersat RMEDDY at Armedi on Twitter. And then you can just type in Ricardo Medina on Facebook and you should find me there.
All right, you can find me on Twitter as well. Just look for Legally Black MJB in capital letters as well. You can also find me on Instagram. I keep forgetting to mention Instagram. At the moment, my name is Matthew Bailey Reviews. It could change sometime over the year, but for now, it's Matthew Bailey Reviews. On Facebook, you can look for my name, Matthew Bailey, along with a Legally Black blog official fan base, where you find the link to this special podcast here, as well as the others that Ricardo and I have done over the past couple of years or so. So, Doe Boi, thank you so much for coming through. Thank you for being on board with this little project of ours.
No problem.
Hope that we could meet up again and do more collaborations as well, because this year a lot of great albums will be celebrating their 10th, 15th, 20th, 25th anniversary. And, I might be able to cover all of them, but, I just want to really cover some of the classics. Two in particular, I'm not going to say which ones, remain my first and second favorite albums of all time. If you know me, you know what they are. That's all I'll say. So, with all that being said, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, whenever you listen to this. This was Matthew Bailey and
Ricardo Medina.
And Doe Boi.
And we are setting off from the first ever episode of Retrospect Reviews. And, you can look out for more throughout 2018 and hopefully beyond. So, until next time, until the next one, take care.